The Google Slap is where Google will initially give you a decent price on a keyword. Then all of a sudden the keyword goes inactive and they start charging a ridiculous amount like $5 per click. This happens because Google has determined that your site either isn't relevant or it is not linked to anything and it's just some sort of a landing page, and they don't like that. The way to avoid the slap is to have some linking inbound and outbound from your site. The easiest way to do this is to set up a WordPress blog with some content on it and link them back and forth. So in this part of the video, we're going to go over installing a simple WordPress blog and linking it to your landing page. Now we'll set up a simple WordPress blog, and we'll do it from our hosting control panel. Now, of course, you're going to need your own domain and hosting account to do this. If you don't know how to do that, you can watch the video. There's a link to it at the bottom of the page. Just download it and watch how to set up a hosting account and a domain name. You should get a cPanel hosting account with Fantastico. That's very important. What you want to do is roll down to the bottom and find Fantastico and click on that. And then roll down under blogs and you'll see WordPress. Click on that. And then what you want to do is do a new install. Okay, and here your domain shows up right here, and here's where you can put a folder to install your WordPress blog into. You should make this folder name appropriate to the subject of your blog, so we're just going to call it Acne, and it will create this folder for us. Then you set up an admin account, and you give it a password. This should be a secure password. I'm just using that as an example. Admin nickname, whatever you want the admin to be called when he makes a post. The admin email address. The site name. Make this the same as the product you're promoting. And then give it a tagline here. Your email information down here for the email server. And then click Install WordPress. It comes up with a summary screen just telling you that it's going to create a database and then telling you where it's going to install it. So this is your domain name / folder name. Click Finish Install. And it's done. Now you'll see down here that this is our link to the admin area. So if we click on that, we will go to the WordPress admin and we can sign in here with our username and password. Then we get into the back end of our blog here. And from here we can control the content, which we're going to go over next. And if we were to view our site now, it's just a simple template with not much on it. Alright, so now we'll go over how to set up the blog the way we want it to look. This site is only used so that Google can see something. It doesn't really need to be optimized for visitors, so we have to do very little to this site. Now what we need to do, we'll go back to the admin area, and at this point we need to decide where our main site is going to live. So if in our case, what we did here was we uploaded it to our domain in a subdirectory called Acne. So what we might want to do is create another directory called Acne Free in 3 days with dashes in between it. So let's do that. Let's go back to our host here. And we'll go into the File Manager. And then you need to go where your web docs are stored, and usually it's in public_HTML, might be under htdocs. If you're not sure, you need to contact your hosting provider and find out where your website docs are stored. So we'll go in here, and if we look in here, we'll see that we have a directory, if we go down here, called Acne, which is where our site is stored, or our blog. So what we want to do now is create another one called Acne Free in 3 Days, which is going to be where we upload our site. So what we'll do is create a new folder. And over here on the right, you'll see that it gives us a place to type it in. So we'll type in Acne Free in 3 Days with dashes, like so. And we'll create. Okay, now when we roll down here, you'll see that we have a folder called Acne Free in 3 Days. That's where our site is going to be uploaded when we get to that point. But in the meantime, let's go back to our blog here. First, go into blog role, which is up at the top here. And what we want to do is just delete everything here. So just put a check mark there, and it'll check mark everything, and then delete checked items. Click OK. And they all go away. Now what we want to do is add a link. And here's where we want to put a link to our site in. So we'll call this Acne Free in 3 Days. And then we put in our domain name and our folder where we're going to install our landing page. And there it is, our domain name / the folder name we set up. And then we put a description in down here, and we'll just copy the name down to the description. And we'll just click Add Link. Now if we go back and view our site, you'll see that we have a link to Acne Free in 3 Days here. Now all we have to do is add a couple of articles to this site. The best thing to do would be to buy some private label articles, and you may have a couple left over from when you bought them before, and just put them in here and then link back to your site within the article. The other way to do it is just to get some articles from an article site and paste them in here. So we're going to do it that way. So now we'll just go to a site like ezinearticles.com and just roll down and then just type in acne down here. And then we'll just bring the article up. Then all you have to do is copy this whole thing. So highlight it and copy it. Now, first thing you want to do is copy it into Notepad so that you don't bring in any of the code that might come in if you just actually paste it in HTML. It might bring in the AdSense code and so on. So first paste it into Notepad, and then do a select all once it's in Notepad, and then copy it again. This is a necessary step. Now go back to your blog, and then go back to Site Admin, and go to Manage, and let's delete the Hello World. Okay, it's giving us a message we don't have access, but that doesn't matter in this case. All we want to do is put the article in here. So we'll just click on Write. Paste the contents of the article in here, and then we need to go back and get the title. So copy this, paste that into the title. Then just click publish. And then find one more article and do exactly the same thing. Ways to avoid acne. Okay, grab this whole works here. And copy it. Open our notepad again and clear this out and paste it in. And do a select all. And copy it again. Go back to our blog. Paste a new article in here. And then get the title again. And then publish. That's it. That's all that's required on the blog side. Next, we're going to just put a link back on our web page. So we'll do that next. And then we'll upload everything and we're ready to go to set up our campaigns. Now we just go back to our site that we have opened up in Composer and just go down to the bottom. And after this link, hit enter a few times. And then click this to move over. And we want to reduce our font and then just type in blog. Okay, let's make it even smaller. Highlight it. Like so. Then just click on link. And then we put a link to our blog in here. So we just put our web address in here. And that's the folder we created the blog in. And then down here, link to be opened in a new window. And then click OK at the bottom. Okay, and then we have a tiny little link down here. We don't really want people clicking on that. It's just so Google can find it. I'll save this. And our page is ready to go. So let's just open it in the browser now and have a look at it. And we'll just roll down to the bottom. And you'll see that we have the little link sitting here. And if we click on that, you see that a new window popped up and there's the link to our blog. And then once we upload our page, if we click on this link, it's going to take us to our site. Now we're going to upload our site to our web hosting account. If you don't know how to do that, you can download the free video that's below this. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and upload our site. And we don't need to upload this .js file, so we'll upload the rest of it. So all we do is select them all, and then drag them down here. Again, if you don't know how this works, you can have a look at the video that's below this video. You can just download it and watch it. So let's delete that JS off of here. And now what we do is our server's on this side, so we'll go to where our web docs are, which is in public HTML on this server. And then within there we created a folder called Acne Free in 3 Days, so we'll go to that folder. Okay, and then we're going to upload our site to here. So we'll just select all of these, drag them up, and upload everything. Okay, now that everything's uploaded, if we go back to our blog here and we click on our Acne Free in 3 Days link, you'll see that it brings up our website that we created. Here's our link to the affiliate site, and there's our link to our blog there. So everything is hooked together the way it should be, and everything's working fine. Now the next part is to set up our AdWords campaigns. This is really what the video is all about, but to explain it better, I've actually gone through the setup of a website for you so that you can see the whole process. So now we're going to get into the meat of setting up your AdWords campaigns in the next video.